You may be familiar with the term fertilization, but what about foliar fertilization? What does that mean? What's it look like? How do you do it? Welcome back to New Garden Road, where I share my love of gardening with you in a way that I hope will inform, inspire, and elevate you. Subscribe and get notified. More garden action coming at you. All right, so we are covering some important steps here that have to do with foliar fertilizing in the garden. I've got a 3-gallon pump-up sprayer. It's pressurized, hand pressurized. Make sure your tank is pretty clean. I could scrub it out, but there's no large particles. It's just well used. This is probably one of the most crucial elements. This sits down in the bottom of the tank and it filters out some of the bigger particles. I like to remove that, unscrew this from the top of the pump-up sprayer, make sure it's not clogged in any significant way, give it a strong blast of water. Then I'll set it back up in there, make sure the tank is real clean, and then I'm good to go. But that's real important because if it gets clogged, then you're not going to have good throughput on the materials that you're trying to disperse. I've got some water in the bottom of the tank. That's really important. The elements that you add to the mix might stick to the bottom. If you just add a little bit of water at first, then your inputs, and then you fill the water up the rest of the way, it will mix them in. All right, so now I'm gonna add in my concentrates to the mix. Make sure you shake them up real good. Fish emulsion, molasses, these things can be really thick. You may have to shake them for a minute. Okay, that's not too bad. I did put a little extra into it. Of course, over the years I like to make up my own mix. I do some Neptune's Harvest, fish emulsion, liquid molasses, seaweed. This time I mixed some fish fertilizer together just to get a little bit more nitrogen in there. I added some of this holy mackerel, but I split it. I didn't do full concentration. I did half concentration for the Neptune's Harvest and the holy mackerel. All right, so if at all possible, you want to fill up the tank with rainwater, otherwise distilled water, spring water, whatever you can swing, whatever you have. Put the purest, cleanest water possible with those elements. All right, it's your organic vegetable garden. And you'll see I've got a little filter there. I've taken my bucket of rainwater and I'm passing it over the filter to keep out any hard particulates. So I got the tank filled up with the right amount of water. In this case I'm doing 3 gallons of rainwater, and I've measured out my concentrates proportionately to get a good mix there. Nothing too strong here. We should be in the range of about maybe 3% nitrogen, 4% phosphorus, something like that. Lots of trace minerals and sugars in the form of molasses for the microbes, and they're gonna eat it up. Yeah. I also wanted to throw in, if you're using a pump-up sprayer or something like this, make sure you've got it on a level, stable surface. Avoid any spills. Next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to seal up my pump sprayer and give it some air, give it some good shakes, and I should be good to go. But I'm going to test it out. That's one way to do it. Just put it on your foot and rock it back and forth. You've got a 3-gallon tank like this. It can be kind of heavy. That'll help you out for sure. But it's important that you keep it mixed as you run through your vegetables and spray them. You want to keep pumping it up. Generally in the range of 10 to 30 pumps, depending on the size of your sprayer. But you just want to do that until you get the right kind of water pressure. And I recommend full wide open fan, as fine as possible. Really get started early in the morning, go for the underside of the leaves, even coverage, and that's how you do it. Now check out some of these other awesome gardening videos, learn to grow your own food, and keep it organic.